DOM manipulation, the thing every front-end developer does every single day. Finding elements on a page, changing their classes, adding new nodes, attaching event listeners, removing them later. It's the most ordinary code you'll write all week, and it's also where most code I read is still using patterns from 2014. There are 6 patterns that quietly replaced those. Every one of them is in every browser, every one of them is baseline, and none of them are advanced. They're just what the web platform supports now. This video is those 6 patterns. 1 per minute, 1 commit on Monday at the end. If you take nothing else, take 1 pattern and use it tomorrow. Here's the one that hurts. You're building a list, a real one, search results, a feed, a table, doesn't matter what. You loop over the data, you create an element for each row, and you append it to the list. 1,000 items, 1,000 appendChild calls, straight into the live DOM. What you don't see is the browser quietly recalculating layout after every single append. 1,000 reflows, the page judders, your lighthouse score takes a hit. The fix is 1 extra variable and 1 extra line of code. There's one DOM primitive that solves this completely, and most devs I work with have never used it. Let me show you. Real localhost, a list, 1,000 items. The naive version on the left. For loop, appendChild on the list element every iteration. I open DevTools, Performance tab, hit record. The flame graph fills with purple bars, 1,000 of them. Each one is a reflow. The page is choppy. Same code on the right with 1 change. I declare a DocumentFragment. It's a lightweight off-DOM container that exists only in memory. The for loop appends to the fragment, not to the list. After the loop ends, I append the fragment to the list once. The fragment dissolves. Its children become children of the list. Same code, 1 extra variable, 1 extra line. Re-record. 1 purple bar, 1 reflow. The page is smooth. DocumentFragment. Write it down. This is the pattern that pays for itself the first time you ship it. That's the perf win. The next 5 patterns aren't all about speed. Most of them are about correctness and clarity. The platform has grown up. The AP has got better. And once you know all 6, you stop reaching for utility libraries to do things the browser already does. Pattern 2. querySelector. 1 API. It takes any CSS selector, an ID, a class, an attribute, a descendant combination, a pseudo-class. The browser doesn't care. The result is a real element. You can iterate it, spread it, destructure it. The older APIs still work. getElementById returns a single element directly, but get HTML collections that mutate while you iterate them. Sounds useful. Turns into a footgun the first time you loop over one while modifying the DOM inside the loop. querySelectorAll returns a static selector, predictable, iterates with for each. And when you need to walk up to a parent that matches something, element.closest. From any nested child, find the nearest ancestor matching the selector. No more parent-node chains in your code. Pattern 3. classList. If you're still doing element.plus the new class, you have a whitespace bug waiting to happen. Add the class twice, you have 2 of them. Remove it once, you have 1 left. Forget a space, you get className collision. ClassList is the native API that solves this. ClassList.add, ClassList.remove, ClassList.toggle. Idempotent, atomic, handles whitespace. The toggle method also takes an optional second argument, a boolean, which forces the state instead of flipping it. So, ClassList.toggle active comma is logged in, either adds or removes the class based on the variable. 1 line, no conditional, no string parsing. Pattern 4. replaceChildren. The old way to swap a list's contents was element.innerHTML equals new template string. 2 problems with that. 1. Every event listener on the existing children dies because the nodes get replaced wholesale by the parser. 2. If any part of that template string came from user input, an embedded HTML attribute like onerror or onload runs as code the moment the browser parses it. That's the classic XSS vector, and it bypasses every sanitizer people forget to wire up. replaceChildren takes nodes, or strings, and atomically swaps the children. Listeners on children you didn't replace are preserved. Strings passed in are inserted as text content, not parsed as HTML. No injection surface. Same task, safer, faster. And it works for the wipe everything and start over case and the swap a specific subtree case because you can mix and match. Patterns 5 and 6 both about events. Number 5 is delegation. Don't attach a listener to each item in a list. Attach one listener to the parent element. Inside the handler, use event.target.closest with the selector for the item you care about. You get one listener instead of 200. The handler still fires for each item because the event bubbles. And, this is the part most devs miss, it works for items you add to the list later, dynamically, because the parent listener doesn't care which children exist. Number 6 is AbortController, the modern way to clean up listeners without tracking references by hand. You create a controller. You pass controller.signal as an option to every add event listener call you want grouped together. When you're done, component unmounts, route changes, modal closes, you call controller.abort once. Every listener attached with that signal is removed at the same time. No remove event listener loop. No reference stash. AbortController plus delegation. One listener, one cleanup call, scales to anything. Honest framing. InnerHTML isn't dangerous if you're inserting a string you wrote yourself with no user input. ClassName equals isn't wrong if you're setting one static class on one element. And manual remove event listener works fine for single listeners with stable references. These 6 patterns are not always use these instead. They're use these when the alternative starts costing you. Costs in reflows, XSS surface, memory leaks, dynamic content edge cases, code that didn't age well. The trade-offs are real. The old code keeps working. But every time you spin up a new component, every time you refactor an old one, these are the defaults to reach for first. Because once you've made them muscle memory, the wrong patterns start looking weird, and you'll fix them automatically. The 6 patterns to remember. 1. querySelector and querySelectorAll for finding elements. 2. classList for class manipulation. 3. DocumentFragment for batched insertion. 4. replaceChildren for atomic, safe content swaps. 5. Event delegation with element.closest. 6. AbortController for listener cleanup. Print this list, pin it next to your monitor, or just leave the video paused on the recap card. These are 6 APs the browser already has. You're paying for them whether you use them or not. 1 commit on Monday. Open your project, hit Command-Shift-F. Search for \appendChild parent. Every match inside a for loop is a document fragment candidate. Search for .-innerHTML space equals. Every match is a replaceChildren candidate. Search for add event listener and check what's removing those listeners later. Anything you can't find a removal for is a leak. If you find more than 10 matches and you refactor a few of them, comment modernized on this video so I know. CodePen and Instagram in the description. If you want me to do a full live walkthrough, picking a real component and converting it pattern by pattern, let me know. See you in the next one.